Welcome to this explainer. You know, if you're in the real estate industry, you already know the traditional model can be just exhausting. But today we're diving into a completely different, highly systemized approach to building a real estate business. We'll be unpacking the recruitment strategy of Louisiana's #1 real estate team, the W Group, and really examining how their source material claims to completely flip the script on what it means to be a successful agent.
So let me ask you this. Are you doing 5 jobs at once and somehow still coming up short? Right? The traditional real estate dream tells us to hang our license, build a brand, and just grind until it magically works. But what nobody ever mentions is that you end up acting as the agent, the admin, the marketing director, and the transaction coordinator all at the exact same time. And honestly, that just leaves you completely exhausted and pulling your hair out. Okay, let's really dive into this because the source material highlights a massive problem with that independent agent grind. First off, there is absolutely no predictable lead flow. Your pipeline is either a total ghost town or overwhelmingly full. Second, you're bogged down acting as your own admin and marketing team. You get what a brokerage might call support, which, let's be real, is often just a desk and a CRM login that literally nobody ever uses. And the absolute worst part, you are paying for every single business expense out of your own pocket before you even make a dime.
Now contrast that exhausting hustle with this massive number, 528. That is the number of homes closed by the W Group in 2025 alone. I mean, think about that for a second. In a year when most real estate teams were tightening their belts and really struggling to find buyers, they actually closed more properties. This stat firmly cements their unquestionable authority as Louisiana's #1 ranked team for 3 years running.
And that transaction count, it actually translates to a staggering figure. Over $155 million in annual sales volume. And guys, this isn't just some lucky spike in a hot market. It's the direct result of consistent, repeatable systems rather than isolated, exhausting hustle. When your infrastructure is this dialed in, the production volume just naturally follows, year after year. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark side-by-side comparison between the traditional model and what the W Group is actually offering. Look at the typical local team where agents face anywhere from $200 to $800 in monthly operating fees just to keep the lights on. Then, look at the W Group's revolutionary zero-expense model. $0 for a desk, 0 for marketing, 0 for CRM and technology. The team covers all the business expenses, and agents' literally only cost is maintaining their Louisiana real estate license. So you might be wondering, how do they generate all that business without making the agents foot the bill? Well, a whopping 80%. Literally 4 out of 5 closings come directly from the team-generated funnel. We are talking about leads driven by advanced SEO, a massive Zillow Showcase presence, and highly optimized paid media. This means agents aren't forced to rely on cold calling or door knocking just to survive. The demand is already generated for them. And the best part? Agents aren't expected to juggle those thousands of leads by themselves. The W Group provides an entire, fully staffed back-office infrastructure. There are dedicated inside sales agents, or ISAs, actively qualifying leads and setting appointments right on the agent's calendar. Once a deal is under contract, the agent hands it entirely off to dedicated listing and transaction coordinators. All of this is powered by top-tier tech like Follow Up Boss and Sierra Interactive, so the agent can literally just focus on closing the next deal.
Then we've got the premium marketing support. Every single listing gets a full top-tier launch, completely managed by an in-house marketing director. It includes professional photography, video, AI-targeted ads, and beautifully branded social templates. Agents get to look like absolute top producers without ever needing to brief an outside vendor, spend their own money, or sit staring at a laptop trying to come up with a clever social media caption.
And this brilliantly illustrates the high-end, sophisticated corporate brand infrastructure that agents get to instantly step into on day one. You know, you aren't just a solo agent shouting into the void anymore. You are backed by a widely recognized, highly polished, and trusted brand identity. To see how this actually plays out in the real world, let's look at a fantastic success story. Jennifer Guerin joined the team as a newer agent with no massive sphere of influence and no years of built-up referral equity. By simply plugging into the system, using the provided leads, showing up to coaching, and letting the ISAs work their magic, she's on track to close 22 homes in just her second year. That's a milestone that takes most solo agents a decade to reach, assuming they ever do. Section 1. The Coaching Advantage. Weekly, high-level systems. So the crucial point is that this whole infrastructure is backed by serious, high-level mentorship from CEO Trey Willard, who is actually a former national Tom Ferry coach. Let's take a sneak peek into the coaching room. Trey is quoted here saying, Once you teach it and train it how to do something, it will go and get the information. So it makes it super easy for you to negotiate with your clients and the sellers. He is actively training his agents on how to leverage advanced AI tools, like Claude, to compile data-driven market reports. This empowers agents to confidently justify necessary price improvements to their sellers instead of just guessing or begging for a price drop. And the coaching gets incredibly tactical too. For instance, they actively train agents on using CRM smart lists to target specific, older Zillow leads, like the ones that are 1 to 2 years old. Why? Because closing them can actually result in 60% commission splits and absolutely zero referral fees paid back to Zillow. These are tangible, forward-thinking strategies that translate directly to active pipeline management and significantly higher agent earnings.
Let's move on and see how this builds a rock-solid foundation right from the very first day through the path, which is their incredibly frictionless onboarding process. Step 1 gets an agent immediate mentor access and CRM setup. Step 2 establishes crystal clear 30, 60, and 90-day milestones so you're never left wondering what to do next. And Step 3 locks them into weekly role play and production scorecards. It clearly maps out exactly what the runway to closing 24 or more deals a year looks like for a brand new recruit.
And what's really amazing here is that they are running this playbook across multiple regions. They're actively recruiting in 3 distinct Louisiana markets right now: Baton Rouge, which is their headquarters, the high-velocity New Orleans metro area, and the incredibly fast-growing residential corridor of the Northshore. They don't just pick one lane, right? They operate with local lead flow and local coaching in each area, creating a powerful cross-market referral network within the exact same team.
So, what does this all mean, and who is this model actually for? Well, it's essentially the difference between the agent who's stuck at 10 deals and the agent equipped with a much bigger machine. If you've proven you can close deals on your own, but you've hit a frustrating plateau, you don't necessarily need to just work harder. You need real infrastructure. This is designed specifically for the coachable agent who wants to scale their career and build lasting wealth rather than just surviving year to year on sheer willpower. Now, if this sounds like it might be the right fit for you, the source material makes a point of saying that taking the first step is surprisingly simple. One conversation, no commitment, and completely confidential. This is especially huge for agents who are currently at other brokerages or teams. There are no sneaky sales pitches, no forced presentations. It's really just a completely discreet, honest chat with Trey to see if the fit makes sense for both sides.
Which brings us to the W Group's final provocative question for anyone thinking about making a move. Are you ready to stop guessing and see what the #1 team's systems can actually do for your real estate career? Their pitch is crystal clear. When an agent totally eliminates out-of-pocket expenses, hands off the tedious admin work, and plugs into a massive system generating 80% of their leads, the ceiling on their potential just completely disappears. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.